Hi folks, and welcome to our very first episode of Built in NL. This season on our program we'll take our viewers through the building process as we construct a home in beautiful Torbay, Newfoundland.
This episode is brought to you by
There's a lot to love about this little town of Torbay. It's a vibrant and growing community and is located on the northeastern edge of the Avalon Peninsula in Newfoundland and Labrador. To me, it's the best of both worlds, really. On the one hand is the breathtaking scenery with world-renowned East Coast Trail running right through the community. And on the other hand, you're just minutes away from everything that the big city can offer. But you don't always have to visit the big city to find what you're looking for. Torbay has its own selection of services, retail stores, restaurants, and other attractions to choose from. But perhaps one of the best things about Torbay is its people. The people that live here are easygoing, friendly, and kind-hearted. The kind of people who'd go out of their way to help their neighbors. All in all, Torbay is a great place to live. I truly feel fortunate to be able to raise my family here. And as for me, I'm Mike Nightingale. I live in Torbay along with my better half Tanya and our two younger boys. And when I'm not working for the offshore oil industry or enjoying the local outdoors, I'm building homes. And over the years I've learned a lot. Everything from choosing the right tools and materials for the job, to getting to know all the best local contractors and their services. I can't tell the story without mentioning the great folks over at NTV, who actually let me in one fateful day when I literally knocked on the door of the TV station. Not only did they let me in, but they listened to my idea and gave me the go-ahead to make this television show. Let's fast forward to today. We're going to build a house, we're going to film the entire thing, and we're going to make a television show out of it. So to help me find the right piece of land for this project, I'm going to need a hand from my old pal Randy. He's one of the most knowledgeable realtors in the area, and I know I can trust him to get me into a good location. And it's true, Randy does know us well.
I've known Mike for quite some time now. He's the kind of guy who loves the outdoors, so I have a few places in mind that stick out. I'm pretty sure that before this day is over, we will get him into the perfect property, a place where he and his family can grow together for years to come.
Randy did come through for us. We purchased a 3/4 acre property on a quiet street in a family-friendly neighborhood. So now hold on, we don't actually start here. There's a few more details to work out. So here it is, guys, the keys to our success. And with this envelope and our plans, we're headed in the right direction. So now that we have our plans in our hands, there's a couple trips we can make. But the very first place is going to be Town Hall for some permits. So we got the plans and we got the permits. Now all we needed to do was figure out how much this thing was going to cost us to build.
And I think Joe helped us out with that.
Yeah, he did, man. It was excellent. It was painless. All we did was drop off a set of plans, fill out a few papers.
And the next day we had a quote.
Yeah, it didn't take long at all.
Mike, it's a good idea to have your plans finalized before you bring them to us here at Hickey's. It prevents cost overruns and ensures the project is on time and on budget.
Now, were you scared when you seen those numbers?
Not really. I think it's what we were expecting.
Do you like craft dinner and hot dogs?
No, what are you talking about?
I'm pretty sure that's what we're going to be eating as soon as we move into this new home.
Give it off. It's not going to be like that.
I like craft dinner, and I'm pretty sure the kids do too.
Knock it off. We're not eating craft dinner.
I just died for a fire.
Me too.
And you know what? Loving all the trees on this property. It was amazing.
Yes, I'm glad we got to keep them. It makes it nice and private.
What do we know about privacy? We have 2 children.
It's the trees.
I'm sure it is. But before cutting trees, you gotta realize it's not for everyone. You gotta need all your PPE. You gotta have hearing protection, safety glasses, hard hat. Well, after a couple of months, we finally got to this point. Today we're gonna finally get our hands dirty. We've dealt with the lawyers, we've dealt with the town, we've dealt with the designers. So today, we're gonna get started. And just in case you can't do that, call an uncle that's been cutting wood for years. Either way, 2 days, couple cans of gas, a little bit of flyby, no big situation, all done. Okay, so big house equals big hole. And I had to call in the big guns for this. Craig and his team at Daco run a tight ship. Nice gear. Dogs to work. Real get her done kind of guys.
Man, I'm pumped.
So folks, today I'm joined here on site by owner-operator Daco Construction, Craig Cook. Craig, thanks for coming out today.
Thanks for having us, Mike. We appreciate the opportunity to be here.
Craig, why don't you tell us a little bit more about Daco Construction and where you guys came from?
Well, me and my business partner started Daco Construction approximately 4 years ago. We started digging foundations and doing septic systems. We've got into some commercial work, some industrial work, and some light civil. But we haven't forgot our roots, and that's why we're here today.
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, I had some concerns here.
Seriously? You never told me.
I really did. And until you actually dig a hole, you never know what to expect. Could be some water, big rock face, I mean, how do you know? Craig, what were some safety concerns that we might have dealt with here today?
Well, Mike, safety is always our #1 priority, and with this job site and every other, overhead power lines and underground power lines, but we're very fortunate not to have to contend with that today.
So Craig, once we dealt with all those issues, why don't we talk a little bit about what our next biggest priority was going to be?
The next priority would be to get a proper elevation on the foundation. We want 2% grade from the foundation to the road, so no water runs back to the house.
So folks, I got to tell you, Craig came to us today on pretty short notice. Craig, thanks for that. I really appreciate it.
No sweat, Mike. We're glad to help. And remember, no matter how your day goes, you can always count on Daco.
Of course I called Jeff. Great buddy of mine, contractor, got him over for an afternoon. Well guys, today I'm joined on site by a great friend of mine, a local contractor, Jeff Cook. Jeff, thanks for coming out.
Good morning, Mike. How are you?
pretty good, man. So I guess we're sitting on a big stack of lumber here. What's our plan?
Well, we're going to crib up some footings. We're going to install some rebar, snap some lines.
Well, seems easy enough. You got a nice fancy laser level over there. What's the purpose of that?
Well, we're going to use the laser level to determine our elevation and make sure our footings are nice and level.
Sounds easy enough. I guess we'll get at it, but we're going to try something different today. We're going cordless. We put our footing forms in place and we needed an amazing footing. Because we're going with an ICF foundation, Jeff certainly was the right man for the job. Those suckers were beefy. 10 inches thick, 20 inches wide, we even put a keyway in.
What's a keyway?
Well, honey, a keyway is a groove that we put in the footing to allow our foundation wall to interlock with that footing. Some people might say it's just a footing, but starting off on the right foot makes our process easier down the road. Ensuring everything is straight, square, and level gives us the all-important base to set the foundation on. We didn't mind taking a few extra minutes at this stage.
Up, down, right there.
Once we got the ball rolling, it didn't take us long to crib the forms up. Probably the worst part of it was driving all the stakes. Anyways, so we're almost ready for concrete, but one more important step, rebar. And I love rebar. It's a must-have with any amount of concrete work.
Should I be concerned? You said you love it.
It's only in a manly, brotherly kind of way. You know, I called Corey at All-Star, local bunch. Those guys are amazing wealth of knowledge. They invited us to swing by their facility, have a little gander later on in the season. So, we'll do that, and you guys should definitely join us for that. But, the rebar is not a huge expense, definitely worth your while. All-Stars in my book for sure.
Yeah, Mike, today we got your 15M rebar here that the boys back at the shop looked over your plans, and we put it all in the shop and did your corner bars up and stuff for your footing and foundation, and hopefully you'll enjoy and we'll be dealing with you in the future.
Okay, so here we are, footings all cribbed up, rebars in,
Got your keyway?
got my keyway. All we need to do now is add some concrete. Safety being our number one priority, there's no doubt we called Capital for a pump truck. And I know right now there's a guy sitting on his couch saying, back in my day we never used those things. But it's the 21st century, and if there's a safer, simpler way to go about doing things, why not do it? Long gone are the days when you needed a fleet of wheelbarrows to pour a footing. In all honesty, it took about 45 minutes with this pump truck. At best guess, it would have taken a few hours the old-fashioned way. Now that we're all set up, we're ready for Concrete Products Ready Mix. Later this season, we're taking a trip to their facility for a tour and see just what it takes to mix up a batch of their finest. Here you can see the mixer operator transferring the cement from his truck into the hopper of the pump truck. The cement is then transferred through the boom and through the flexible hose at the end of the boom. You can see that the operator is actually standing next to me, running his controls wirelessly, and actually has a 96-foot reach when his boom is fully extended. It might seem trivial to most, but you can actually get what's called concrete burn if your skin is exposed to the product. Gloves are a must when handling concrete to eliminate this risk. For our footings, we used a 25-20 mix. Most people have no idea what this means, so let's take a second to tune you up on the lingo. The first number, 25, stands for the strength of the concrete, and that's measured in MPa or megapascal. The second number is referring to the size of the stone in the mix in millimeters. So it's 25 MPa, 25 millimeter aggregate. Well, I have to say this footing turned out pretty good. The weather held out for us and the flaws didn't carry us away. And best of all, we've come through without a scratch. So far. Okay, well, there might have been a scratch or two, but who's counting? The main thing is, we have a solid foundation, and we're ready for the next phase of our project. We couldn't have done it without the help of expert contractors and tradesmen. Well, Jeff, buddy, that all went pretty good.
Yeah, it didn't take long at all.
I guess it really helps when you got a great pump operator. And as fast as they all came, they packed up and left. All that was left now is to pay the bill. Well, folks, that's it this week. We got our footing project all taken care of. I just want to thank Jeff Cook for all of his hard work.
No problem, Mike. Happy to help. You got to start right to end right.
With all that said, folks, thanks for watching. Join us again next week for another episode of Built in NL. And a special thanks to all the people who helped us get this project off to a great start. Some of these guys you'll see again later on another episode. And some of those have completed their work and are on to another mission. But at the end of the day, we've all had a lot of fun doing it, and have made a lot of great friends in the process. What do you think? Come on, we'll try it. We'll try it once a dry run, okay? 1, 2.
Built in NL.
Next week on the show, we continue building on our solid footing as we add our foundation walls. We then backfill and prepare our ground for plumbing and install our in-floor heating system with the guys from NL Plumbing and Heating. We take a trip to Bishop Falls and visit Newfoundland Styro's 80,000 square feet manufacturing facility, where we see firsthand how they make the ICF forms we'll be using on our foundation. And finally, we forge ahead with our project by getting our floors poured and having them expertly finished. That's all next week on Built in NL.